Approaching here at Dickies Arena. Only 6 teams remain in the group stage, each with their final opportunity to prove their worth and secure a spot amongst the top 8. Up ahead, we've got the world champions, the General NRG, taking on the bruised but resilient SMPR Esports.
Teams are loaded in. Game 1 on your screen. Let's get into it.
Overcoming adversity, a skill that absolutely can be tested to crown a world champion. No finer example than what SMPR is up against here today. But they've certainly got more than a puncher's chance. Just in there to stop Exotic. Here comes Garrett G, looking to press an early advantage for the General. And Squishy, indirect, no help coming in. So Exotic right there, and of course, all eyes certainly in this arena going to be on Cassio. He's the only one up there for SMPR. How does he perform with that kind of pressure?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be feeling the energy of the crowd. The only one here on his team feeling the energy, and hopefully he can transfer that to his teammates and bring some hype there, get them involved in the series. But if we're going to look on the blue side, if there's one player we have kept our eyes on, it's, of course, Justin. People keep talking about him, and in the wild card stage, everybody kept talking about Exotic.
Look at Exotic here, take this one up off the ceiling, has so much time in the air, and just when Squishy tries to make it a challenge, the dodge is activated. SMPR gets the lead.
After joining SMPR, replacing RG after he was put on loan over to Endpoint, the question was, will this team ever return to form? Is this a team that deserves to be here at the World Championship? They didn't look it at times, but now, Exotic maybe peaking at just the right moment. Maybe it's taken all this time for them to get on the right page. They're not there, but at least they made good on it, as Chaucette's gonna turn here and stop Justin, sending that out to the corner.
And I think we're gonna be looking at a lot of defensive plays from SMPR. NRG do well with the transitions and definitely did so against Renegades, but sometimes they get a little bit too aggressive. I noticed a lot. They would overextend, and then Renegades would go for one, maybe 2 quick passes on the defensive side. That's the one area you need to be cautious of if you're NRG. Otherwise, keep doing what you do best, and that's throwing Justin forward.
And NRG fixed the mistakes that were made yesterday. Even though they took the win against Renegades, still looked a bit shaky.
Right.
Talked about it a bit, Turtle. That aggressiveness, couple of double commits, communication being a little bit off. Right now, they need something going on offense. You see the shot come in from Justin, saved out. All played into the middle, but Garrett has to catch up to it, so they'll be sent to the side, and this drive looks like it's gonna fall apart for NRG.
Critically important for SMPR to get that opening goal. Have some momentum going their way, and they had a second. Cassio standing alone and standing tall.
It's the demo that you see Exotic get on the back end. Garrett has to rush back, only has 19 boosts, and just did not have the read from the shot from Cassio. And SMPR now, 2-goal lead here in game 1.
And it was an intelligent play from Exotic. He was in the corner. After getting the demo, I saw some hesitation. Wait, good kickoff for Chaucette, the flick into the back of the net. 3-0 for SMPR.
A crazy start, right off the kickoff. Chaucette gets the ball in the hood, and then it just spells doom for Justin. Top left corner flick.
Everybody shoots, everybody scores. 3-0 for SMPR.
If you're NRG, you really got to get this under control quickly, because SMPR are picking them apart. The demos on the back end are great. The solo plays, I mean, you're seeing Chaucette, even though he's sick, he's still looking in form.
Oh, that's got to be on target. That's an opportunity that SMPR was not going to catch up to. So NRG leaves one on the board.
And we'll see what NRG have to respond with. It's been an explosive start out of SMPR. Like you said, everybody getting a piece of it. And the defense has been rock tight, rock solid. And Justin now, he's gonna need to make some damage, do some work. On the solo play, doesn't find a 50-50. Garrett G now into the midfield. This could lead into something, but nothing too special. A bit flat from NRG. Maybe this is a warm-up dash.
I would hope so. Justin, though, oh boy! Yeah, it's a warm-up.
Yeah, that's a warm-up right there. Not a warm-up shot at all. Look at this from Justin, the early read. Oh my! That is disgusting.
When they needed him most, he's been the guy. We were kind of talking earlier. I think it was CJ who said, yeah, Justin kind of hard carried. He tends to do that at times. And when this kid's on, there might not be anybody better. Squishy jumping out to this. And now Garrett G. around in front, but nobody can jump up for that. It goes harmlessly across. And an opportunity for Squishy cut out of midfield. That could turn into one for Semper. Good pass, good shot, and a 4-1 lead.
Even with NRG trying to get on the board, Semper still find a way to connect with the shot set to control. And the pass, Exotic, able to still stay in the play after the initial challenge. Everything is working for Semper.
And it's a lot of grounded plays out of Semper, though. Take a charge on the offensive side, go for a dribble, control the ball. That's the second flick and dribble from Casto we've seen be effective against NRG, who are expecting them to take it into the air, but instead it's forced to the ground. So NRG got to work on that. Challenging those dribbles is going to be the most difficult part for them.
Good bump, sending everybody across, but it's a defensive bump. That works out for Semper up on the backboard. And Chaussette now, trying to get going. Didn't have much in the tank. Squishy does, and he at least keeps the ball available. Gives NRG a shot at coming back here in the final minute. They need 3 in a hurry. Drop down in front, a little interference. Justin, serve one up. Squishy's there, his shot a little high and deflected out.
Finding consecutive shots, NRG knocking on the door. Haven't found an answer besides Justin's goal earlier. A 3-goal lead for Semper, 35 seconds left. Might be all but over. So long as they can keep this ball for a couple more seconds, that's got to be it with that challenge in the corner. NRG, too little, too late.
It's looking like that. Semper, I mean, they started off strong and they were able to maintain hold off NRG. And as time ticks down, NRG's looking for something else here, some success in the offense that we have seen just not be as successful over the course of this challenge. There's a chance there, and Justin will put one in. 2 goals for NRG, but doesn't look like there's enough time left on the clock.
You go with your best player as often as you can. They get Justin going. It may feel like an inconsequential goal unless they're able to come up with a miraculous comeback here.
It's got to be off the kickoff, something special.
Right, but at least he sees the ball go into the net again, and it can start to go downhill very quickly. Semper does take game 1. They dominated right out of the gates. They got the early goal. NRG fought back, but a 4-1 lead, too much to overcome. And Semper, first step down as they try to battle under the most inconvenient of circumstances.
Yeah, Semper, I mean, even then, like I said, due to the circumstances, they're still showing up. Exotic shooting 2 for 2. I mean, actually, the entire Semper team shooting 100%. They didn't miss any time. They took a shot on NRG's net. Meanwhile, for NRG, the only person, Justin, he shoots 100% 2 for 2. Yeah. But still, that offense kind of lacking. You see the plays. I mean, that was a beautiful pass in. That's exactly what you need. Even Castillo's still getting hype even though he's on that stage.
And for me, well, first of all, they're going to need that hype. If Castillo's the only one on the stage, like I said, he's got to transfer the energy. Chaussette, for me, was the MVP of game 1. He was controlling it frequently on defense and offense, and that gave his teammates so much time to do what they do best. That's get boost, get back into position. So I think Chaussette, a monster in game 1. Nobody wanted to follow up with Justin. I think that Garrett G and Squishy are both playing too passive. That seems like they're trying to play the same exact role. I think you need to delegate more if you are NRG.
Well, for Castillo, not his first time on the World Championship stage. It's certainly the strangest circumstance that he's experienced on that stage. The former triple trouble star, former Veloce star, getting it done in game 1 as Semper out to a 1-0 series lead. Now we go to Aquadome. And can they repeat their success? Or does NRG make a series out of it early? Castillo will have to deflect that out to the corner. Does so where Exotic was waiting. Kind of a little nonchalant though, and maybe a little overconfident, though they have a numbers advantage here. Castillo stopped by Justin.
It's gonna be a battle of advantages and adjustments as well. How can NRG bounce back, put themselves comfortably into this series? Is it gonna be off of just Justin's back? Are they gonna give him the ball, or will we just see them start to find their old form?
There's got to be more backup, Des. If you're NRG right now, you can't just rely solely on Justin. And I definitely think we will see a step-up performance from Garrett and leave Squishy in the backfield to get a couple of nasty saves, which we've seen against Renegades. But it's going to be difficult. Semper, very, very fundamental gameplay. Rotations spot on. Exotic, winning 50-50s, spot on in the midfield. It sets up Chaussette. This is routine plays from Semper, and it's really working out well with their efficiency.
Exotic up on that, looking
Double
for the
tap.
double.
Oh
Get
my,
it!
come on.
Exotic to the top right corner.
Double tap from Exotic off the feed from Casio. Just throw it up, let him go, chase it down. He knows there's still a lot of work to do, but maybe just a wry smile had to start creeping across the face of Exotic, who is absolutely feeling it early in this series.
Exotic came out of the wild card and got onto everybody's radar and still continues to make waves, and he's crashing down on NRG. Difficult to deal with, difficult to handle, and surely enough, difficult to read what he's doing in the air.
Over time here at the World Championship between the wild card and now the group stage.
He's got a flip reset.
That denied by Justin, and no follow-up from Exotic. This Semper team, guys, has gone from a team where you go, yeah, but they beat Semper to, yo, they beat Semper, and now NRG having a tough time beating Semper, but Justin will score again. He's got every single NRG goal so far.
Yeah, but this one assisted by Garrett. It's a good pass out. Casio can't get the read, and if Justin is the one taking the shot, you got to be able to put a hand up and get in front of a Casio try, but just was a little bit off the mark.
Punishment gameplay from NRG off of one mistake. Haven't seen them create too many plays themselves, but they are in position to capitalize and punish against Semper, who might be feeling it. Dealing with the pressure and the nerves and always gets you at any time in this series. They are long best of sevens.
Waterfall down for Chaussette. Got the feed to Exotic. Now Casio, not much in the tank, trying to keep it alive. Chaussette in to help out, but Exotic was way too far over. They're all out of position, but the shot well wide. And Exotic will be able to catch up with this. Justin coming in to meet him, and they got around. Now it's Casio, gonna call his own number. Off the ceiling and away, thanks to the defense from Captain America.
Defense from Semper has been pretty good too. They have limited NRG to very low opportunities in terms of scoring so far this series. Keep in mind, we're halfway through game 2. NRG, now that they've stabilized, they've been able to stop things. And Squishy stops that one off the goal line with a ground pinch.
That's where he shines most, third man back. He got so many goal line saves against Renegades. He's doing it again against Semper, and it's bringing a chance on offense. Garrett G shoots, and he scores.
The loudest roar we've heard in this series as NRG has its first lead. Garrett G unassisted, and 2 minutes on the clock to hang on against a very game Semper squad.
But that's what you need from NRG. You need everybody to be on the same page. You're seeing Garrett step up, putting that goal in, and even making that stop defensively. Being able to rely on everybody on the General NRG is important as they get back into this when they finally have the lead in a game in this series, but there's plenty of time for Semper to get back in it.
Absolutely, can't let your guard down against Semper. A nice handoff pass there from Squishy for Semper. Never know when Exotic might flow forward, start to pop off with his own mechanics. We have seen that transitional game be effective. Solo plays and the dribbles from Casio like this have been so critical for Semper.
The French squad trying to take down the General. Here's Chaussette in the corner. Justin couldn't get a piece of Casio. Will that come back to haunt NRG? No, Squishy's there for the stop. And Chaussette now trying to feed Exotic. Casio winning on the weak side. Ball's not going to get anywhere near him, so Chaussette has to retreat, pick up some boost. And he's got it now in the corner with Justin all over him. This goes right over to Garrett G. Indirect for himself. One more drop down, not there.
Final minute.
60 seconds, Daz. Let's see what NRG can do and how much they can stall time off this clock. Semper have everything to go for them, and everything has been working slowly in their favor as they've buried themselves out on offense. Exotic opting to go for the corner boost, leaves it for Chaussette, and a clear downfield works out.
Squishy has to take his time here, does so. It's a 2v1, Garrett looking for the demo. He tries to get the bump, but Casio able to stop it out. 30 seconds remaining. NRG are keeping Semper on their own half as Semper look for a way to break out. You can even see Exotic just getting bullied. Chaussette using all of his boost, has to dodge one, tries to get it past Garrett, has to get to Justin, can't do so. That was in the middle. Goal line.
That's it.
Casio able to tie up the game.
Incredible effort out of Chaussette, single-handedly weaving through the defense broke him down. And then Exotic to Casio. Brand new ball game with only 15 seconds to go. And the game's been turned on its head. How about more? Just set right at Justin with 10 seconds left. Here comes Squishy against Exotic, and he made the save. Overtime looming now with no time on the clock. Drop down, and Casio keeps it alive. Now Justin's gonna keep it up. Nobody content to play for OT. They want to end it here at 0, but they'll have to settle for sudden death.
OT it is. All thanks to Chaussette and those lovely dribbles. Probably the best dribbler in the game. And we'll see if that comes out again. It's been so effective against NRG. A good pass out in the midfield. Overtime ended early. All thanks to Garrett G and the pass out from Justin.
Captain America puts it in off the assist from Justin. Now the series all tied up.
In the first 6 minutes of this series, the only scorer for NRG was Justin. He gets the crucial assist as Garrett G grabs the baton and he sends them across the line going into game 3. Series all tied up.
Truly unshakable from these players you see right in front of you in the green jerseys. It was a tough game. Initially started out very rough against Semper. Had to deal with Chaussette, had to deal with, most importantly, Exotic. Then they got themselves back in the series. Things all tied up. Somehow, they found a way early on from that OT to get themselves a goal. And they're utilizing each other more. Looking for passes off the backboard, going into the midfield. They're not just only sending Justin forward and saying, hey, you do all the work, we'll see what happens.
Right, and it's so big to see, like, again, Garrett G being able to kind of step up in that game. Even Squishy, though, on the back end, too.
Come on.
Lots of great stops there. NRG really got into this series here in game 2. Semper, though, still not backing down. Again, they played it all the way down to the final second, goes into overtime. Even though NRG, they had the lead, they had the pressure. When it came down to that final minute, they couldn't hold on to it just for 60 seconds. So you start to get a little bit worried because this is close. I mean, game 3 is going to be very big here.
Right. For NRG, it was confusing as to which roles each player decided to fill, but now things have been organized as we head into game number 3, all tied up. Who's going to take charge in the series?
The only thing you worry about for NRG, they had as many saves as they had shots. That is not going to be sustainable against this high-power Semper offense. Here goes Justin. Oh, he lost it. Exotic's right there, and Squishy has to clean up the mess on the near side. Garrett G coming back as NRG was expecting it to get out of the zone quickly, end up stuck in their own back line for a little bit longer.
Chance here for Exotic. Justin able to get a nice save on that. Semper coming out very strong here in the opener of game 3, but play getting a little devolved. That's pass 2. Exotic has to stop this one and does. Very aggressive challenge.
2v1.
Now look at the other way.
Going for a demo.
Can he get it through? Squishy able to make the save.
In and out of his own net. Finds himself a beautiful challenge and a strong one at that. Wins the 50. Keeps his team alive. Still all tied up.
Who will strike first now for NRG or Semper? It had been Justin going back to yesterday, scoring 6 in a row before Garrett G took over. Squishy yet to get on the board. No goals, no assists. Casio right down in front. Garrett G intercepts, and it's just a hair wide.
NRG have been looking dangerous on the counterattack. There's Justin playing it high. Good touch from Casio. Will send Squishy back a bit. He has Garrett behind him. NRG still looking for a way in. Maybe he's helped in here with Justin. Can he find the double? No. Chance for a follow-up. Garrett plays it low, and it's in! NRG score first in game 3.
A difficult one for Semper to read. Exotic was lurking on the backboard. He almost had the 50-50. He connected, but with all the force in the world, Garrett G just smacked him out the way.
And it was crazy because he still kept boosting even though he was mid-flip off the low challenge. That gave him the advantage there to get the dunk on Exotic. Great work there on such a picture-perfect play for Garrett.
Justin looking for more as he keeps this ball close and a good pinch way downfield. Squishy handles it easily. And now Chaussette up and around the boards, but Squishy again putting in all the work defensively for NRG. And he's got an assist to go with it. Justin back on the board. hard.
Off of the passing play, you can see the sidewall. Squishy gets the follow-up touch into the midfield. Normally you go for a shot, but Squishy says, Justin, I see you.
Are you kidding me? Whoa, whoa, whoa. The NRG, they've woken up. 3 minutes left in game 3, and they are giving us a show.
Garrett G had 100% goal participation before that beautiful feed from Squishy. Now Semper moving quickly downfield. Maybe a little too quick for NRG. Popped up and Squishy's right there. The trio defensively on point for the General.
And you speaking of Squishy, as another infield pass does come through out of Semper, Squishy is always positioning himself after game 1 on the backboard. He's gotten much more defensive, and it's given him more chances to connect passes on the transition. Here's a 2v2 play. All the players getting bunched up. Semper don't yield a result or even a goal from it, but now there's some space. Garrett G could get a 1v1 play. He saves his flip, but doesn't use it, trying to fake out the defense.
Josette now right at Squishy, who makes another save. In that field general position way at the back. Able to see the whole field, send the ball out of harm's way. Exotic coming off the side, and Squishy's there for that one as well.
Even though NRG are up by 2, some of these counterattacks from Semper have been very dangerous. That's a long ball downfield. There's a couple of bumps. Who's gonna take the shot? No one. Garrett comes in a little too late. He slows down Casio, which buys time, but Josette trying to play it in front. NRG now trying to hold on to this 2-goal lead. They are not letting Semper get comfortable.
Dangerous stuff from Semper, and more specifically Josette. He got bumped out the way, couldn't find any boost. Now he's left alone on defense. You got to look at Justin going for the musty flick. Didn't connect on it, but he's wasting more and more time. 1 minute and 15 to go. Semper, 2 goals needed to get back into this game.
If only there was someone who could teach him to be a little more consistent with his musty flicks. Here goes Garrett. Down to the side, Justin's waiting for it. He's still got Garrett in the center. Took it himself. Garrett will come around. Double tap, and it's wide. Squishy, it's circled back. Justin cuts in front. And now here goes Casio. Not able to hit Exotic. And he has to retreat very quickly. Exotic just getting back in the nick of time to keep this at least a game. A 3rd goal here would be backbreaking for Semper, as this is popped away. And Semper now have to go the length of the field and get 2 in the last 30 seconds.
Casio
tries there. See Exotic still picking this up. NRG, Justin set in net as this one plays that off the sidewall. That clear. Gonna kill a lot here in Semper's momentum as time ticks down.
15 seconds.
I mean, they played a very aggressive game. But NRG as they trailblaze downfield again. You see another bump, but time has ticked down, and NRG have taken the lead in this series.
And they do it off the backbone of Squishy. That man, as the 3rd defender for NRG, was a brick wall. Didn't let anything through on the defensive side, was getting the reads, finding clears. And even when he does get those clears, it's not just to open space, Daz. It's directly to a player. Remember on that passing play that connected to Justin, the vision needed from Squishy to execute a play like that is top level.
That's a highlight play, for sure.
Yeah.
Again, these 3 on NRG, you know how incredible they can be individually. But when it comes together, it just looks beautiful to watch as we take a look at our number 1 high-performance replay. That's a high-performance goal right there. And Semper have to stop the momentum. They're going to try to do so here with a tactical timeout.
So we'll see if the timeout works out for Semper. Again, kind of an awkward timeout where you've got Finish on stage with Casio and Exotic and Josette playing remotely. They got out to kind of this quick flourish. Now they've been held at bay. NRG taking a game to kind of get their bearings. Now they have it.
And you remember what CJ said on the desk. Every single second on land feels like an eternity. So this is a perfect opportunity for Semper to get back into the game, kill the momentum from NRG, because certainly they have picked things up since game 1, which was all Semper. They reversed it in Aquadome, which was still, I'd say, an even battle, but then game 3 comes around. flat-footed is SMPR on offense, and that's because of Squishy getting every save, finding ways to transition out, and of course Justin doing work with those shots.
When your season's on the line, when you're battling rough conditions. Even,
wow.
What, is that me? What the? That's kind of cool.
You never looked so good.
Oh man.
I absolutely love this crowd. I mean, it's been so long since we've had a world championship. Yesterday, it kind of took a while to fill in, but you look around, you don't see many empty seats.
And we've got...
The crowd is absolutely here. They are alive and kicking for this big-time showdown between NRG and SMPR. And we got another wave going.
And it's ridiculous here, as we will get back into this series shortly. It's a timeout on the side of SMPR. Players are loading up, so we'll get back into this shortly. I still think things are going to be in favor for NRG. They love to take breaks. It's even a good time to recollect yourself moving forward here at the Dickies Arena. And Daz, do you think they can deal with that pressure, SMPR, after this timeout? Are they going to come back in and really step on the right foot?
They have to. They simply have to. That's what I was alluding to earlier. With your season on the line, that timeout means everything. And for SMPR, these next games, they're going to really have to figure out how to get around the General NRG. The defense was great in Game 3. They've been killing the offense from SMPR slowly as the series progresses, as the shot comes through from Shawsett. But again, Justin able to block that out. Garrett puts a 50 here, but SMPR's still trying to drive forward.
For these teams, with so much on the line, the stakes so high, they really do only have two options. Do or do not. Try just isn't there. Squishy out of the corner, almost met by Exotic, who's a little slow to the punch. So Cassio has to send it out to the corner. Shawsett, not fast enough. NRG just a little bit faster to start Game 4. Will it yield a goal? Not yet. Shawsett will keep it. And the defense stands strong for SMPR. Can he turn it into offense now? No. And Exotic doesn't have a lot to work with. And Squishy's right there to stuff it in his face.
I still don't know how I feel about SMPR taking into the air with every challenge they get or every opportunity they have. They need to keep this ball grounded. It's what's worked so brilliantly in the first game, and even in the second game, there were glimpses and a few highlights where they would keep it low, go for some dribbles, find that control, and starve out NRG. That's the best option for SMPR. Otherwise, you're giving the ball straight into the hands of NRG with this aerial game.
Long bomb clear that Squishy has to deal with. Sure-handed as he has every other ball sent his way. And now Exotic. Around one, but not around two. Tandem defense works out perfectly for the General. Now Garrett G, right at Shawsett, who claims this one easily. And Exotic looking for help, not finding much, only finding Justin right in his face again.
NRG looking for a way through. You see Justin pick this up, Shawsett chasing him down. It pinches off the ceiling. Exotic trying to put a shot on. It's a good read from Squishy. He'll pick up the boost, but leave the ball. And grabs it right again as NRG trying to move halfway up the field. But this game, halfway over, still scoreless. As both teams have been putting on the pressure.
Well, look what happens when Shawsett goes in the air. He's just giving it right away to NRG. I still think you need to keep this ball low. Then a shot goes off the post. The follow-up from Shawsett 45. Out of the corner, into the midfield, off the post, and you get yourself a shot.
SMPR getting one back here. Getting a lead right at the halfway mark of Game 4. They've been close. They've been right on the doorstep. They've been right in front of NRG's net time and time again. This time they break through. They've had their opportunities. Convert one. Can they convert a couple more? Because you feel like they're going to need a couple more. The way NRG's been going in this series. And just ahead of the play there is Justin. Only as far as Shawsett. Exotic hard to the backboard. Nobody's there. Shawsett pushed it wide.
You see SMPR, they have so much more space up the field, and they've been making the most out of it. Again, you were worried about them taking it into the air, but they've been able to play it past NRG for the most part in here in Game 4. As Squishy gets the ball in the hood, trying to get it past Shawsett. But great 50 from Shawsett, pushed that into the back wall.
They've been taking the boost as well, starving out NRG, so you might not be quicker in the air, but if you're taking the boost from them, you will win that 50-50. As a big clear goes across to Exotic. Back over to the side of NRG, but we're down the other end, and that's a really tough read from Cassio. He got a piece of it, almost went into his own net, but perfectly calculated.
The backboard of NRG has been available. And now Exotic with a big win right at the center line. Justin has to jump back. He does. And Cassio will give way to Chaussette. But there's Squishy. Nobody home, and we're tied just like that.
It's a free shot to Squishy, and boy, does he put power behind it. You can see the two trying to jump up to contest, but Squishy brings this game back for NRG.
Minute 15 to go. Critical game for SMPR to avoid facing triple match point. And they've watched their lead disappear. Chaussette at Squishy. One more touch to get over Exotic. He's got it. Garrett G's there. He can stay with this play.
Final minute.
And this goes all the way to the side. Exotic barely catching up to it. Near miss from NRG.
Big wins from SMPR and their defensive end. Looks a lot like Renegades previously in their series where things were working out for them, but they haven't put on early shots. And a big part of that is because NRG, they're not overextending like we saw previously. Much more cautious, decision-making on point from them. And with 35 seconds left, that's all you can hope for, especially if you're Squishy in that back line.
Time ticking down. Game still tied up. Garrett with a good challenge win, but no one's there to take advantage of it, so Exotic will try to stay on that ball. Exotic got a boost, though. And Garrett playing the 50s. On the back wall of SMPR. Chaussette looks to clear it away.
Clear.
Good redirect. It gets it to NRG's half. Squishy with the clear. Chaussette up. Plays it off its own back wall. Good clear from Cassio. Ball's downfield. Exotic redirect and blocked. Follow-up shot blocked again. And this ball's still up. Will it be able to hit the ground? SMPR doesn't want to. NRG trying to kill this play.
It's still up.
Squishy moving it downfield. No one's there to reach the ball. It'll hit the ground. Game 4 overtime.
Justin, a wizard on the back line, the pre-jump to block it out. A good kickoff for SMPR. We can't get too comfortable yet. OT, and it's all SMPR. They have continued with that same pace we left off of.
Garrett shot a little high. Bang, bang! NRG, one win away from Championship Sunday.
That's why he's one of the best. Garrett G coming in for the General NRG. Unbelievable way to end that overtime. And now the series on match point.
5 more minutes. And the 973-day championship reign of NRG could continue to the final day of a world championship to end a year that has been full of ups and downs, massive peaks and valleys for this very squad. The playstyle changes alluded to by Justin after the fall and after the winter, and we're all sitting around like, well, losing isn't much of a playstyle, but now they've got it all figured out here at the World Championship when it matters most, as we look back at the Mobile One high-performance replay, and that slot from Squishy.
But I mean, this is the type of performance that is going to fill up NRG's fans with confidence. That's what they needed to see. Everybody getting involved, not just Justin on the offensive side doing a lot of the heavy lifting. This has been Garrett G getting the double tap to secure the win. Squishy on the back line. Impenetrable. That man doesn't let anything through. He's getting clears to find his teammates. People are actually pushing up. And SMPR still, they look great. They had a chance there, tied things up. They gained momentum, still were shut down, but they've got to make a change. Game 5, match point for NRG.
No timeouts for SMPR. No more lives left, as they got to leave it all out there for these next 5 minutes to try to, again, force a game 6, to again, force a game 7. Can they do it? Do they have the capacity to do it? We'll find out soon.
Feels like they almost have to do it in regulation. They've been so great in overtime leading up to this point, but they've lost their last few. And NRG has all the momentum, holding all the cards. Opportunity here, but nobody home for that midfield pass. And what a great win by Garrett, only to have it taken away at the last, and Squishy there to buy his teammates time, and they need plenty to get back in position.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from Chaussette in the midfield, infiltrating a lot of these passes, finding interceptions, and This is what worked out well in game one. Chaussette was a big factor. Of course, Exotic can do some damage on offense. Cassio can read every single play that's thrown at him at defense. But Chaussette, that's the man that I think has made the biggest impact, and he's starting off really well here as he gets a pass now to transition forward.
NRG just launching the ball downfield, challenging SMPR to handle it at the back as a near miss comes out there. Cassio's shot barely denied by Justin, and now Exotic forced back to the backboard. He will control, but Justin got that corner boost. May not matter, as Exotic has a beat on this. Around the corner, stopped by Squishy momentarily, and then Cassio played it backwards inadvertently. Push Chaussette in a tough spot. Now Justin, not much in the tank at all. Exotic and Cassio had to jump into action quickly as the lone man on stage watched his tournament life flash before his eyes.
SMPR are in trouble. You can see NRG hunting. They're low on boost. NRG's fully boosted up, ready to go. Chaussette has to play this very carefully.
There it is. That's the patience I wanted to see out of him. Opting to go lower, force better 50-50s. Then when you got an offense, maybe go for a corner pass. Ball still thrown back and forth, left and right, corner to corner in SMPR's half. NRG have still not been able to bear any fruit, but it looks solid, Daz. It looks like they might have things connecting here shortly.
Shortly! Top left corner from Squishy. It was only a matter of time. NRG bearing down on SMPR, and they secure the first goal.
Shortly, immediately, 1-0, right at the halfway mark. And reality may be setting in for SMPR. Gotta come from behind again. Do they have another trick up their sleeves as Squishy sends one away? Justin to continue. Squishy lining one up, and it's palmed away again. You know, these long clearances from SMPR just have not been very fruitful because mostly Squishy at the back has been able to handle the ball quickly and efficiently and get to a teammate so fast. Here's Garrett. Oh, that'll go all the way over to Justin, and there's not much there for NRG.
You can tell they've done a lot of replay reviews here to recognize that they were overextending, and they've sent Squishy farther back as that third man. And this is the final 2 minutes potentially for SMPR. They need to create an opportunity, break through the defense, crack the armor, or else they're looking at going home and facing elimination.
Squishy in the backfield. Cassio does get a beat there, but Justin returns in time. You see Garrett low on boost.
Double tap.
You can't get the, oh no, Exotic! He didn't go for it. Now Justin the other way, has a flip, not gonna use it. Plays it high, follow up, no! Blocked out by Exotic. SMPR, keep this a 1-goal game.
Inside a $120. Exotic jerk one off.
Doesn't get it.
And he opted to go for interference, going after Garrett G. Infield pass, and Exotic shot was altered. Now down to the final minute. Chaussette trying to keep us alive. Cassio, ground to air, another one,
and he got the ball.
Still set away by Justin.
NRG, I mean, the defense has been crazy.
Yeah, there was a bump too on the play from Cassio following up off the double tap attempt. 50 seconds on the clock. Squishy still performing well in defense. And it's sent down all the way into SMPR's half. They need something here, Stacks.
Final 35 seconds. Under the best circumstances, this is a tough ask.
Exotic, the 1v1.
Exotic turn, and he just missed it wide. That was the opportunity for SMPR. And now Squishy back the other way, denied by Exotic. Now down to 20 in SMPR's tournament life. Will it end here on Wasteland? Justin to the heavens, just trying to kill off more clock. Final countdown for SMPR, denied by Squishy at the center line. Dickies Arena counting down. NRG's trip to championship Sunday is complete.
The General NRG secure a top 8 performance, move on to the playoffs. They're not done yet. Their run continues here at Dickies Arena.
4 games, Daz. 4 games in a row, all decided by just 1 goal each. Sprinkle in a couple of overtimes in there as well. The General NRG absolutely had to earn it, and you know there's going to be a lot of mutual respect sent across the way to that man you see standing up now, Cassio, who had to go this alone on the stage with his teammates playing remotely. Semper Fortis, Latin for always courageous. That was a courageous effort from the Frenchman Cassio here today.
So, unfortunately for Semper, they're alive. Their tournament run ends here. But for the General NRG, they make the playoffs.
The tone shift.
Why'd you think I let you two talk first?
I understand.
Go ahead. Let's bask in NRG's glory, Daz.
Oh, I mean, you still have to give it up to Semper.
I mean,
they
you
played like a
absolutely
very
really
solid
do.
game, and there's definitely those people who were saying it earlier when we were breaking it down. They showed you how they could have taken this series, but when you have to step up, when your tournament life's on the line, that man you saw on the screen there, Captain America, he got the job done.
And for Semper, given the circumstances, having to play the lone wolf there, Cassio on the stage with his coach finish, so much respect, so much credit goes to that team for still battling on, for still continuing to fight. That has already, I had respect for Semper, but that just threw it and blew it out the roof. I mean, that is something else.
He's always been a fierce competitor, and I'm sure that's a memory he'll take with him. And you know what? We haven't seen the last of Cassio on that world stage, for sure. We haven't seen the last of Semper as well. That's a team that came into their own, coming down the stretch. I think they peaked at just the right time, but so too has NRG peaking at just the right time. They dipped down, now they have risen up to Championship Sunday. G2's waiting for them, but Orb is standing by with NRG right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dickies Arena, give it up for NRG. Mr. Garrett, we meet again. I feel like we just spoke yesterday, all right? Now you're officially qualified for Championship Sunday. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. Feels really good. We went from not making the major to top 8, so can't be happier.
I mean, talk about that journey. You had a little bit of a rocky road getting here. Stuff along the way that needed fixing. It seems like now maybe things are starting to click for you guys.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like, you just take it one series at a time. We have a hard opponent tomorrow, so I guess we'll see then.
Is there any prep you guys are gonna do from now until tomorrow, or is it just rest up and get ready that way?
We're definitely going to prepare. I mean, it's G2, you know, major champion, so we're not going to take it lightly. You know, they're insane.
Now, you had a little bit of a tough start to this match. Was it like jitters along the way? Was it maybe underestimating Semper a little bit?
I think we were kind of scared, and you probably can tell on the cameras, like our energy was just kind of low. I'm not really sure why, to be honest, but we started ramping it up, and then, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're notorious at this point for slow starts, so I think the best of 7 helps us out a lot.
Now, do you have a message for the fans here in the arena for tomorrow to get them hyped?
I want to say I'm just happy we'll get to see you guys again. This is sick, win or loss. Like, I want to give a huge round of applause for Semper. Like, I know they're missing you guys more than feeling the loss, so I feel bad for them, but I'm happy we got to play them. But yeah, I'm just happy to play in front of the crowd again.
Absolutely. Give it up one more time here for NRG, making it to Championship Sunday tomorrow. Now, next up, we have a little bit of a special treat for you guys, all right? We got the finals of the 4 Freestyle Invitational coming up right after this. Please, stick around.